Hi Aries, I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Halloween. So this is going to be a little bit of a different spread. I'm going to be talking about Mercury being retrograde. You guys happen to have Mercury retrograde in your 8th house, and then Venus is ingressing in Sagittarius in your 9th house, which is really beautiful. And that, so it's going to be supporting you in the 9th house to work through your 8th house stuff. And on top of that, we have Jupiter coming out of shadow at the beginning of next week. So we have a lot of good stuff. This is such a positive Mercury retrograde. It really is. People are going to be growing in leaps and bounds, and I am really excited for it. It's also such a great time for us to revisit things that we need to revisit. So that could be relationships, and I am saying that because of how this positive Venus and Jupiter energy for many of us. And it doesn't have to be old relationships. This could even be, if we're in a relationship, things that kind of like the 500-pound elephant in the room, right? Things that have been going on that we need to talk about that maybe we haven't wanted to, right? So this energy definitely helps us get through it. But let's talk about, for you guys, 8th house energy. What does it mean? It's about your ambition, right? It's what the world, what you feel the world requires of you, right? But I really want you to think, first and foremost, ambition and all that that means. So that could also mean destroying ego boundaries and opening up new ones. This is about cleansing and renewal. It really is. This is about the raging infant inside of you. I really like that one, right? Because it's about, resolving all those old frustrations. This is the house of self-regeneration. Now for some of you, it is also the house of divorce proceedings. Right? It is the house of death. This would be physical death, or the death of an ego identity, or the end of a cycle, right? At least the end of a cycle. Now, Aries, you guys have been through quite a lot. You are a cardinal sign, and cardinal signs have really been going through quite a lot. But this could simply be the end of a cycle, and you just kind of thinking about framing reality a little differently. So you're going to be looking at the hurts that you've gone through in your life. The Three of Swords is the card of hurt. And the thing is this, I know a lot of people say it's, the third party card and whatnot. If you're in a relationship, we're not going to talk about it like that because, first of all, maybe not all of you are in relationships. I'm sure you're not. It's just simply about you, someone who means something to you, and this external situation to you guys, something that happened that caused a lot of pain for you, that is really prompting you to press the pause button in your life right now and do some really good 8th house work. Really looking at things having to do with your ego, having to do with the cycles in your life, having to do with other people's money even, having to do with your career. You're at this space where you're just really looking at these things. And I like it in reverse because there's resolution here. The Three of Swords is about the truth coming out about it, right? And we have the Nine of Cups reversed. Now, this is telling me that you're in a space of just wondering if you're ever going to have what you're looking for. And Aries, I do have to tell you, this does indicate an imbalanced ego. Now, if you're relating with this, don't beat yourself up. Everyone goes through this. Now, for some of you, it can certainly be you dealing with this on such a profound level, with somebody else in your life. For some of you, it can be that. But for most of you, only because you do have Mercury retrograde in this house, where you are going to be destroying your old ego boundaries to open up new ones, this is you really looking at where maybe your ego maybe has gotten in your way in your life. Where has it prompted you to make certain choices? This is you getting in touch with areas in your life that you feel unsupported in. And you recognizing that you need to feel more support. Now, this is very much a mental card. So this, this is where I feel like this is where, Aries, you're feeling where you have not been emotionally, physically, or mentally supported in the way that you need. For many of you, this can also indicate issues with money, other people's money. So maybe your partner's been giving you a really hard time about the money that you've been spending, or you've been getting pressure from your partner to actually make more money. There's an issue with the pentacle energy. So it could mean money, regular resources, or anything in the mental, physical, and emotional. And I'm saying that just because this is a general reading in that way. And the Six of Pentacles reverse is not having what you need, not giving each other what you need, not giving each other, because in the upright, it's about giving each other the support you need. So Aries, I feel like in this energy, someone is pulling away from you, or you feel like someone is pulling away from you, or you're pulling away from someone. And it's this feeling I do get that you're really looking at how you feel supported, the money in your life, the ability for what you really want to come through in your life. But I feel like a lot of it is based in this pain, this Three of Swords pain. So for some of you, this can be a very deep hurt in a relationship. I do feel like that can certainly be it. This can also be betrayal in a job. This could be betrayal by a friend. Something that's like soul-shifting kind of hurt that you are really being pushed to look at. And let's see how Venus is going to be helping you out, because we are going to have Venus in that 9th house. And the 9th house is about, what pulls you forward, right? So this is going to be Venus in there saying, Aries, let's look at this. Let's get to the bottom of it. Let's deal with this and unpack it so that we can move you forward, because that's what Venus is going to be doing for you in this 9th house. This is about seeking the truth and really getting in touch with the underlying patterns and the things that have been existing in your life up to now. This is going to be Venus really pushing you to search for the meaning and the purpose and direction in your life and create new guidelines for yourself. You're going to be so pushed and supported to do this with the energy. And look, we got you. We got this Emperor. Venus wants to remind you of who you are. Okay? And you are this transformational leader in your life. And that means exhibiting compassion and honesty and communication. And this means going into that higher vibration of yourself and climbing out of any potential negative aspects of your ego that might be getting in your way. Okay? And I like that the Seven of Swords is reverse here in this Venus line, because this is Venus making you look at where you're not being honest with yourself, Aries. In this house, in this 8th house energy, right? Is where are you not being completely honest with yourself about, your ambitions, your ego? Where are you not being totally honest with yourself? And we have the Justice reverse, which, this is Venus saying, listen, you need to look at what you're creating here. And you need to look at your past in the most honest way. Because Justice is about revisiting any sort of like karmic connections where maybe things were not handled in the most fair way. And this is in no way putting everything on you, Aries, at all. Anything in your life. This is about you just simply focusing on where there were injustices in your life, things that have been done to you, things that maybe you did to other people. This is you recognizing that. And you have to recognize it, because where you have been mistreated in your life and where you have not gotten the best breaks, you need to pay attention to those. You need to look at what your role in it was, if anything. Sometimes things happen to us and we really are more kind of like participants in it, just by circumstance, right? And just through the transference of energy, less so, because of anything else. But this is you at least recognizing this, because once you start getting honest with yourself and you really start addressing the injustices in your life, look at these bookends. I mean, come on now. We have the Emperor and we have the Ace of Wands. This is entirely beautiful, because this shows me that you're going to be very ready to start a whole new chapter in your life. Not a whole new book. You're not getting rid of everybody in your life or anything like that. And I feel like this is very internal, Aries. This is really not a very dramatic Mercury retrograde, but it is soul shifting for everyone, because everyone's houses are being affected in a different way. So I definitely recommend that you check out your rising, your moon, and your Venus in addition to this, so that you can get the full scope of really what you're going to be going through in these energies. But I think that there's a lot of self-awareness. There's going to be a ton of growth on the other side of this. So I'm really loving that. Let's get right into the love readings, okay? And then we're going to start with our Aries single friends. And let's see what we have going on. Whether you're single, whether you're coupled, or whether it's complicated for you, it doesn't matter. You're still going to be going through everything we just talked about. You're still going to have Mercury retrograde in that 8th house with that Venus in the 9th house. So Venus is going to be helping all of us out across the board, but you're going to be getting some extra love in that 9th house, which I think is really, really awesome. So let's see what we have for our single friends. 9 of Wands. Ace of Wands reverse. 6 of Swords. Okay, well, okay. I'm going to tell you that right now I'm getting going into this period. Aries, you're still struggling to put something to sleep, to bed, dealing with the pain. Now, normally, I consider singles to be, just as because I have to differentiate it in my mind when I meditate on the cards, this does not mean it needs to be your truth at all. But I kind of go along with like how the medical community considers things, right? Where it's up to 6 months, it's acute, and after that, it's chronic. So I think like primarily, if you have not been with an individual for like 6 months or more, you're single, right? Before the 6-month mark, I tend to think that even though people break up with each other, they're still kind of in each other's energy fields, you know? So for you singles, I do feel like, you know, you haven't been with anybody for a while, and this is making you feel pretty anxious, right? I mean, this is, you're really not comfortable in this space. You're really not, okay? You're thinking things through. You're realizing everything that you've been through up until this point. You're not ready to give up. You still have fight left in you, for sure. There's still gumption left in you. There's this definite willingness, but then we have the Ace of Wands right next to it. And the Ace of Wands indicates to me a delay in the next chapter, but it's because I'm sensing that you're not being completely honest with yourself about something. So I don't know if this is because you are not fully healed from something that you've been through. You're trying to talk yourself into something that maybe you're not really ready for. But I do get the feeling that you're ready to move on. I mean, the 6 of Swords is, you know, getting on that boat and moving away from a toxic situation, something that was not serving your highest good. Now, if you have not been with somebody, I'm getting that, and which I love this, Aries, you're recognizing, you know what, it's really not that healthy that I'm just like not with anybody. I really want to be with somebody, and I want to be with somebody because I want to be with somebody. And you're trying to get in touch with that. Now, I feel like you're telling yourself that, but are you wanting a relationship for the right reasons? I do feel you wanting to move forward and fight. But I still feel like just because the 9 of Wands is still this recognition, like with in the normal right away, it's the guy has the bandage on his head. Like there's still residue from something that he's been through on him. So I feel like it doesn't matter if it's been over 6 months. I feel like there's still something from your past that is still soiling your soul in a way that's preventing you from being able to move forward in a really honest way. Yeah, because then we have the Chariot reverse, which is like, you know, the car that's gone off course, off like the country road and into the forest. It doesn't mean you're hitting a tree or anything. It just means like maybe you hang with the wrong people right now. You're getting some poor advice. You're just not on the path that you need to be to have the relationship that you ultimately want. Like, really look at what you're doing, Aries, my single Aries friends. Like, are you hanging out in places? Are you taking part in things that would allow you to meet up with the energy that you're looking for? Okay. Aries, are you thinking about getting back with somebody? Six of Cups. This tells me that you're feeling very nostalgic for somebody from your past. This is a card of reconnection, in the season of reconnection. And the Nine of Cups is about having, being very laser focused on what you want. Now, there is a little bit of an ego drive about this. So do have a lot of ego energy here. Just want to be careful, because I do feel like those of you who are thinking about revisiting something, I have the Temperance reverse, which indicates, it's because Temperance upright is about, okay, what do you need? What do I need? What does the relationship need? Let's work this out. Let's tell the truth, right? And there's forgiveness here. But in reverse, I feel like there's going to be lip service here, either to you or from you. And it's going to get in the way. I don't trust this Nine of Cups. I'm feeling like the ego is really popping out. Let me get some more. Yeah. Listen, if you haven't been with somebody for a very long time and you're thinking about reconnecting, I'm feeling like it's not going to grow, because the Empress is the mother of the tarot. And in reverse, it does indicate not only stagnation, but that something is just not going to happen in a positive way. But Aries, I feel like, you have what you need. And I feel like you're still holding very close to what is necessary for connection. I just feel that. Four of Pentacles is about having what you need, but it's also holding very tight to that. So it's holding tight to anything that we consider resources. So this could be money, but this can also be how we do connection, how we do relationship, that mental, that physical, that emotional, and you holding on to it really, really tight. So there's this lack of willingness, really, at the end of the day, to open up and be what you need to be. So those of you who are single, you have to get really honest with yourself and really ask yourself, do you want to be in a relationship right now for the right reasons? And what are those reasons really? Is it to feed some sort of, egocentric part of you? Is it to simply just not to be alone? Is it for financial reasons? Is it for any other reason other than to feed your soul, and just because you want to? Now, for many of you, it may be in this way. It is a general reading, but I have to tell you that these are the energies that came across, okay, for those of you who are single. Yeah, just be real honest with yourself, real honest. Okay, now let's go into our Aries friends who are coupled. I know a lot of Aries who are coupled, who are in very happy relationships. And happy doesn't mean perfect. Happy means happy. Happy means actively working through things. That's what that means. If people don't ever argue, there's something weird and people aren't being honest. Because it's the ebb and flow. People are changing and growing all the time. You have to navigate through that. Doesn't mean you have to scream at each other. We always have to remember that we're on the same team, right? In relationships. Hard to remember when you're in the midst of an argument, but a lot of us have figured it out. And a lot of the Aries in my life have figured it out, right? So let's see what we have. Ooh, Nine of Cups. Okay. Yeah, you guys are getting in touch with where your future is going, but we have this Three of Swords energy. So it's something that you guys are hurting about. Let's see. Seven of Wands, and then we have the Two of Wands reverse. Okay. So, my Aries friends, there is a bit of a wonky time period that you guys are in. The Nine of Cups is really actually very positive. This is about wish fulfillment. So this is you guys seeing on your horizon, because we see the Two of Wands is very much a horizon card. It's, all right, we're starting this new chapter together. What's first? What are we going to do? And in the reverse, it's about one of you or both of you feeling that somebody's not showing up in the way that they need to show up. So that's what I'm getting with the Two of Wands reverse. But with the Nine of Cups, it is about this wish fulfillment. But there's this energy here, Aries, that I'm feeling like you feel like either your partner is saying this to you or you're feeling this way about your partner, that they're not giving what they should be to this next phase of your life. And the Three of Swords energy is about, Three of Swords is the card of pain, right? This is the card of heartache. Now, it does not need to be a third-party situation. It can be, does not have to be. It really doesn't, okay? I want you to think about, and I always say, those of you who are watching me, one sword is you, one sword is them, and then one sword is this external situation to you guys that's creating hardship. Now, this can be finances. This can be an issue within the family. This could just be the way your life is rolling out right now, and it's creating a lot of pain between the two of you within your relationship. I do feel like one of you or both of you are not showing up the way you each need right now. And I think that this is something that you guys definitely going to need to work through and talk about. So we have the Seven of Wands energy, and the Seven of Wands is this state of defensiveness, right? Feeling very defensive about your own land and about your mind and about your soul and about what you feel is necessary. You're feeling just very defensive. Let's just say that. There's a lot of defensiveness here. So there's this pain, and there's this defensiveness that needs to be worked through. And this, okay, I just feel like not everybody's showing up. So let's get some more information here. So Aries, either you or your partner are not showing up. There's the Chariot reverse. Okay, I just got this, I think. Can you believe it was just like a couple of minutes ago? But I think I got this for the singles, or I got this for the Mercury retrograde section, where this is about just being off course, listening to the wrong people, listening to the wrong friends, just not being on the right path with moving forward. And the Ten of Wands is just about the recognition that you got to put it down. Whatever it is that you guys have been going through right now, you need to put it down. You need to put it down. This is the end of a cycle. This is one sword at a time, over time, laid in your arms, laid in your arms, laid in your arms, and you just can't do it anymore. So this is definitely the end of a cycle for you guys, which is really good, all right? It's a minor arcana, okay? And I feel like when you guys sit down to talk about it, you guys are not going to be telling each other the God's honest truth. You're just not. You're not going to be telling the absolute truth initially, okay? And let's go for the bottom of the deck energy. So I'm going to pull 3. So we have the Ten of Cups, which is very beautiful. We have that after the Nine of Cups, which is beautiful. Then we have the Three of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. So this tells me that between the Chariot reverse and the Three of Cups reverse, I feel like one of you or both of you are acting out of character. There's something a little off in the way you guys are communicating or behaving. We have this 9 and 10 of Cups energy that wants to happen, and I just feel like it's going to, but you need to come in with that King of Cups energy. You really need to come in with this understanding that this is what we need to do in order to have this relationship. Now, the King of Cups is all about communication. I mean, that is what this dude is known for. It's about really communicating in the most fundamental heart space, which I really like. Then we have the Fool. I really like that. And then we have the Moon reverse, and I really like that. I prefer the Moon reverse because that's secrets coming out. That's letting everything out that you've been holding in. And I do feel like back here, as this situation is progressing forward, when you guys argue and have these conversations, you're not telling each other the truth. But you're going to keep coming back, and you're going to keep having these conversations because you're feeling this 9 and 10 of Cups energy. You are feeling this ultimate utopia. You are feeling this beautiful achievement. You understand that you need to communicate. You're willing to take the risk. There's a lot of love here, and then the secrets are going to come out. It's just going to take a minute, and it's going to take a lot of conversations. Just understand that when Mercury is retrograde and we have these conversations, the conversations themselves are usually laden with a lot of like circular thinking, circular talk. You know what I mean by circular, right? It's like, oh, but how many ways can I say this to get you to understand? Oh my God, right? Really crazy stuff like that. But the ultimate end result is always positive. So that's what's happening for you guys. Now let's get some information on our complicated Aries. Complicated Aries. Let's see what we can get for our complicated Aries. All right, complicated, I don't know. Maybe up to 6 months. You guys have been on again, off again, on again, off again, and maybe you're together, but you're not really talking. Maybe you're in separate bedrooms. I don't know. Whatever complicated means to you. Okay, let's get the bottom of the deck. Oh, bottom of the deck energy is Judgment reverse. What? 7 of Swords reverse. Ace of Swords. All right, you guys are going to be going through it a little bit. Let's see what we have here. Pull across. Justice. In the end, isn't that what we want? Knight of Swords. Okay. Okay. Oh, Aries, there's a lot of ego stuff here. My goodness, my goodness. All right. So let's just check out these guys here. Judgment energy. Seven of Swords reverse energy. This is about deflection, a lot of argument, gaslighting, somebody hijacking your words. You realizing though, Aries, you are going to be in a space of realizing, you know what? This issue is actually not even mine. It's them. And I do feel like a lot of you are going to be in that space of really feeling like that. But the thing is, when we have judgment in reverse, this tells me that you're not being totally honest with yourself. So, because it's never all one person, right? It's always two. It's always two. But it's you guys not telling each other the truth to start this new cycle. Could be lying. Could be lying through omission. Could just be, you know, just not sharing everything that's bothering you or that you need, right? Because you're complicated. I'm not getting that you guys are fully broken up here, but this is you guys getting in touch with what needs to be what with this justice energy. What's fair, what's right, and you guys fighting it out, man. The Knight of Swords is... There is just unhealthy communication here, and all that means, and it depends on your personal situation, but this can be deflection, gaslighting, lying, you know, lying to just get out of a situation, lying to just shut the other person up kind of thing. And with the Queen of Wands, this just tells me that you guys are having a hard time seeing what you need to move forward. You're having a hard time seeing through all the fog and all of the muck and nonsense. And with the Eight of Pentacles, you're wondering if you're really going to be able to achieve what you're ultimately trying to build in your life with this person. You know, this is initially what I feel like you guys are going into this period for. Ten of Wands, I love it. Putting it down, ending this nonsense, right? This is you guys getting really honest with yourself about what's been going on in private inside of each of you, what secrets have been going on. I mean, look, the moon is a luminary, right? Let's not forget. And let's not forget this new path that's indicated under it. And let's not forget how Cancer is climbing out of the water to come and give you guys a little sense of home and family and remind you that you love each other, right? There's a little reminder there, right? So we do like that. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is about you guys being supportive of each other. So you're going to argue, but you're going to be something's going to happen where the truth is going to come out. There's going to be a truth about how you feel, what you guys ultimately want moving forward, what you each need. I definitely get that with the Six of Pentacles energy. This is having that open, honest conversation about money. This is having that open and honest conversation about what you need in the way of communicating, in the way of sex, in the way of time spent with each other. And what do you guys do with your time when you're together, right? Definitely about that. Yeah, there's going to be arguing. Temperance reverse, I'm not mad at that in the reverse. I'm really not for this spread. And then we have the Hierophant. And I like that we have the Hierophant with the Temperance reverse, because that's going to straighten that right out. Temperance is the alchemical card. It's about recognizing what you need, what I need, and what the relationship needs, right? You're going to be in this space of arguing and not being able to come to a solid conclusion. But with the Hierophant energy, I do feel like that's definitely going to be happening for you. This is like spirit stepping in and saying, you know what? You guys need to get in touch with your ethos. You need to get in touch with the ethics and your moral compass and figure out, you want each other, you got to figure out, you got to work within the confines of what's right in this relationship. It's all about doing what's right. Get back to that justice, right? I'm not honoring reversal. Spirit, please give me 3 cards to indicate how this complicated situation is going to roll out for Aries as a result of this Mercury retrograde. 2 of Wands. You guys are going to start planning. Good. Next cycle. Page of Pentacles. Nice. This is what I need. This is what you need. Beautiful. 6 of Wands is the card of victory, and it is the card of respect. So I do entirely love this for you, Aries. Those of you in this complicated space, if you show up and have the necessary arguments, this is entirely positive turnout. Really good stuff. All right, that is what I have for you guys right now. I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye-bye.